All right, hey there, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm King 5 meteorologist Adam Claiborne. A lot of sun expected again today. Now, there are going to be some slight changes for Tuesday. We do have some extra clouds at certain parts of the day, more the middle part of the day. Plus, we're expecting conditions to be maybe just slightly cooler. We're talking 2, 3, maybe 4 degrees. So not a big change really afoot for us. But still going to be nice here through the rest of the work week. And after we get done with this brief cool down, there could be highs back again near the 70-degree mark as we go late into the work week, just in time for Good Friday, really living up to its name, right? And then heading into the weekend, well, we got some changes on the way for that time too. So we'll talk about all of that, but I did want to get into the Krakens, their last game here of the season. If you're heading out to Climate Pledge later on this evening, it's going to be a pretty pleasant one. Temperatures in the low 60s, heading home in the low 50s. Some clouds are moving on through the area at that point too, and then those start to scoot their way on out of here. We're going to be quieting down as we go on into the latter part of the night. Again, not really much expected, just cloud coverage, but that'll be just about it. And the reason why things are still going to be sunny out there by the time you head to the game is going to be because, well, those sunrises, or those sunsets, sorry, have been later and later. And today is officially the last one in the 7 p.m. hour for a while for us. So sunset this evening, 7:59. Then we head into the 8 p.m. hour starting tomorrow, and we continue on through the 8 p.m. hour and into the 9 p.m. hour heading into June, where we peak out at 9/11, and that's going to be just after the summer solstice. June 24th, 9/11, we actually peak out at that number, and then it gets earlier and earlier as we go later on into June and throughout July. But then again, too, also keep this in mind. We still have a lot of earlier sunrises still yet to come too, so really expanding that amount of daylight that we have. All right, let's talk about what we're expecting here throughout the week. So more clouds around today and tomorrow. Going to be slightly cooler, not a big issue for us. Temperatures typically are in the upper 50s, so lower 60s, mid 60s here and there, not going to be too bad. Abundant sunshine still expected though mid to late week. By Wednesday we'll start to see more of that sunshine, but that warms things up as we head into Thursday, and I think more widespread chances of 70s will be on Friday. And then by the time we head into the Easter weekend, expect to see some showers return to the area. Very, very tiny chances on Saturday. We'll have a slightly higher chance heading on into the day for Sunday. We'll show you that here coming up in a bit, but let's talk about that 7-day forecast, because here over the next 4 days you have this back and forth with some of the temperatures. Not a big drop again, but still dropping down into the low 60s before bouncing back up to around that 70-degree mark, and then things start to change more extremely, and not even extremely, just more of a dramatic change heading on into the weekend as highs fall back down into the 50s, and we get a bit more of that cloud coverage and have that shower chance return to the area. Here's Bellingham, and then the farther north you are, Whatcom County, the San Juan Islands, up near the Canadian border, you are going to notice more of the cloud coverage around during the first half of the day as opposed to what you're going to see during the second half of the day, and that will keep us just a bit cooler there. Now, where things are going to be a little different here in Port Angeles, gorgeous shot right there. Can you see Mount Baker off into the distance? I wanted to point it out for you right here next to that big boat. There it is, Mount Baker. Gorgeous to see that out here into your Tuesday. Mount Rainier, looking gorgeous as well, as we have a few of those upper level clouds moving on through the area. Lots of sunshine though, especially during the first half of the day, and then here around Seattle, temperatures in the low 50s, and we're expecting those numbers to stay around more of the mid 50s here as we go throughout the rest of the morning, and then into the afternoon and evening hours expect to see those highs in the mid 60s. Yesterday we were in the upper 60s, so again a slight cool down today, but not a major one. And check out that second batch of clouds coming through by about 8 p.m. tonight. That's going to be part of our cold front that will start to work its way through and cool things back down, and also provide some breezier conditions heading on into the day Wednesday too. More on that in a second. Big picture for us, high pressure going to be scooting off just ever so slightly to the west for today. We have this system right here that's going to skirt its way across British Columbia and Alberta, and that's going to help to produce some showers up there for them. Down this way for us, well, we're just going to see things cool on down here just a little bit. And you can see the first band of clouds right there connected with it. We're going to get another one that's coming in right behind that, connected with the cold front itself. All right, so looking at that on Futurecast, you can see that continuing to work its way through here as we head into the latter part of the morning. As we head throughout the early afternoon, that begins to head its way southward. Here's that second batch of clouds that'll come through by about 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock heading into the first part of the night. not going to be much, and still we're going to see a good amount of sunshine during the second half of the day, so don't think we're going to have overcast conditions by any means. But once that pushes on through, here we are, clear skies again, heading back into the night, and then into the day for tomorrow. A lot of sunshine still yet ahead. We're just going to have that cooler air mass that's in place. Another thing too, across the eastern side of the state and up this way across the North Cascades, maybe a little moisture could produce a few light snow showers up there near more of the extreme higher or extreme northern parts of Whatcom County, extending all the way over towards more of the Cascades, and then off this way as you head into areas closer to the Okanagan area, farther off towards the west there across the state of Washington. So that's going to scoot on off towards the east, and things are really beginning to quiet down. But again, staying cooler and breezier heading into Wednesday afternoon, and clear skies still yet ahead for us as we head into Thursday as well. There is Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. looking really nice here across our side of the state, and we're starting our warm-up at that point too. Here are future wind gusts. I wanted to point out today it kind of gets breezy a little bit this afternoon, 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe a little higher out there towards the south coast, up to about 20 miles per hour. And then those will start to come down a little bit as we go later on into the night, as we'll see those subside to around 5 to 10. Then here we go into the day on Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Not too much of that wind out there, but it is picking up at least a little bit up this way around more of Whatcom County and coming through that Fraser River outflow right there, that Fraser Gap. That's when we typically see, especially during winter, some really cold winds come out of there. This is going to be on a much lower level, but it is going to help to supply some of that cooler air from those areas in BC and also produce some of those stronger winds where we have 15 to 20, 25 miles per hour. Not up to wind advisory criteria maybe, but it is going to be noticeably breezy into the day tomorrow, and check out how it really starts to ramp up as we head into tomorrow afternoon. We see that around more so, I would say 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we see some of those gusts getting up closer to about 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour. So that's the change for tomorrow, and that's going to keep things a bit cooler into your tomorrow afternoon. But once we head past that time, we're going to see the winds come back down again, and we'll continue to see them weaken as we head on into tomorrow night and stay around 10 to 15 as we head on into the next few days. Let's take a look at Tulip Town. We're expecting temperatures to be quite nice here the next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you're heading out there, the numbers will be generally in the mid to upper 60s, even approaching 70 by the time we head into Friday, expecting to see a good amount of sunshine each one of those days. And then if you're going to be out and about here this upcoming weekend, the Easter weekend, looking to be much cooler on Saturday and Sunday as opposed to what we're going to see on Friday. Good Friday, living up to its name. 71 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Will be gorgeous here around the Seattle area. It's just some of those showers that you're going to have to deal with. And the thing is, too, I wanted to point this out. We're not talking about widespread heavy rain, so not a washout by any means on Sunday, but there are going to be some showers around. So kind of keep that in the back of your head, and keep an eye out, too, for a very small chance of a stray shower on Saturday, as models have kind of been picking up on some of that rain arriving just a bit earlier. All right, so your forecasted highs here as we go throughout the next 7 days, calling for us to peak out at about 71 degrees. Then our numbers come back down near and below average Saturday through next Tuesday as we go into this cooler and somewhat wetter pattern. Again, most of those days pretty close to the averages, so not terribly cool and not abnormally cool across the region. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 60 in Blaine today. We top off at 59 in Friday Harbor, 62 in Mount Vernon. The farther east you go, those foothill communities, usually we get a bit warmer, and so we're going to call for highs in the mid-60s over there. Monroe hitting up 66 degrees for a high. 60 though as you get closer to Clinton, 59 in Coopville, 58 in Oak Harbor, Linwood up to 62 degrees. We'll see highs in the mid to upper 60s down across the Kitsap Peninsula and parts of King County, 68 in Auburn. Highs getting up this way around 70 in Puyallup, 69 in Belfair, and Olympia. We're going to be up to around 70 degrees. What's helping us out down this way is that we get more sunshine for a longer period of time before those clouds come in from the north. So that's really going to be good news for us. Off towards the south here, heading closer to Portland and off towards the south coast. Temperatures only in the 50s along the south coast, but interior spots, again, going to be warming up nicely with all the sun that we're expecting. And then the Olympic Peninsula, 50s closer to the water, 60s as you head more away from the water. Forecast as we head on into the night, we're going to drop those numbers down generally into the 40s, maybe some 30s around areas such as Mason and Thurston County. Some clearer skies there, allowing things to cool off just a bit more. 7-day forecast, we have those highs staying either in the 60s or in the 70s here as we head over the next 7-day stretch. Some chillier mornings, but really your days, your weekly winter is looking like it is going to be on Friday before our numbers come back down heading into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as we get back into more of this pattern shift with the cooler and the wetter weather. All right, so still another few days for you to get outdoors and really enjoy this weather. Going to be nice again. Just keep an eye out for maybe some of those stronger winds heading into the day for tomorrow, and really have some plans ready if you have the ability to be out here and if you have the day off too, heading up into this upcoming Friday. All right, take care everyone. Have a tremendous Tuesday. We're going to talk to you soon.